Good morning. This is Tom. I am a family man. I'm a Texan. I'm an American, and I'm a man on the earth. Yes, you can be all those things all at the same time. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about, things I see changing and specifically hone in on a couple things. In regards to the state of the planet, climate change, um, economics, and a particular store. This is Whole Foods. If any of you shop at Whole Foods, I go occasionally. In the past, I used to go a lot, but if any of you shop at Whole Foods, or if you use Amazon, uh, I think most of you do, you know that Whole Foods was acquired by Amazon something like 3 years ago, 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago. Time goes by. But lately, when I go shop there, I see more and more the influence of the Amazon ownership of Whole Foods. And the one I go to seems maybe it was kind of late in adopting this order on Amazon Prime fulfillment. I call it fulfillment, right? So the shopper doesn't go to Whole Foods at all. I found this out today. I had a conversation with one of the stocking clerks, and I've noticed as a shopper that I've always known that in the past they would stock in the overnight hours. They would have employees come in and restock the shelves overnight, and now it's changing. They're stocking during more shopping hours. So I see the people stocking, and I stocking the aisles with new replacement food. And I talked to one of those guys about the fulfillment, and I did not know that when you can shop on Amazon Prime for Whole Foods products and have them delivered to your door, so you don't even have to go into the supermarket. And that was news to me, so it was interesting. Um, and I was talking with the guy about how I've been a Whole Foods uh, shopper for a long time, and I've seen all these changes. Now, this is where we get into some economics. Um, and Amazon is a master at delivery of goods. Everybody knows that. But the Whole Foods story is very interesting because they started at a time when there was the average grocery store chains, and then Whole Foods was definitely leaps and bounds in terms of quality, diversity of products, and different foods you could get. At the time they started, they were the cream of the crop. They were the best um, grocery out there. And what you saw happening, I think they may have started in the late 80s, very small. They started with one store in Austin, I believe in the 80s. And what you saw happening is as they grew and opened more stores, it was competition. So all the quote unquote average or run of the mill grocery stores felt the pressure to be as good as Whole Foods. And you know what happened? They became as good as Whole Foods. You started seeing um, Kroger Plus or Market Street, better versions of the like a flagship store, things like that. And this is definitely a response to Whole Foods. And then you just started seeing all grocery stores getting better and better. Um, and by 2000s, middle 2000s, even the large outlet stores like Target and Walmart started having excellent groceries. I mean, it's amazing. You can go into almost any Walmart anywhere in the United States and get fresh fruit, fresh produce, and an amazing selection of grocery goods. And that wasn't always the case. So, we need to do a little hat tip to Whole Foods. So, what is this? That's the first part of the discussion. And they're changing so much now because it just feels like the store is, it's no longer, the premier grocery shopping experience to go to Whole Foods. And it's becoming more and more geared towards that online fulfillment. Stay in your house, order it on the internet. Somebody brings it to you, you never see the people at the store. And that's just the dynamics of where we are right now. So, putting this now into a bigger perspective, what I want to talk about the economy is, um, you know, America's this fantastic, and I tell members of my family it's like a fantasy. America is this fantastical land of incredible diversity and plentifulness of consumer goods. I mean, it's kind of a joke how many different things you can buy, um, and that's just produced and created out of the resources of the earth. Here you go. You're going to start hearing about me getting into my climate change, economy / politics part of this talk. And what I'm trying to say is, the primary directive of the American and the international way of deciding what goods and services, what products are going to be made from the resources of the earth is profit driven. So, our entire society is set up with an equation that we build things, we create things, and we do things, we use our time in such a way that it will maximize the profits. And that at the highest level, at the gross level of how the economy of the world works, it is a system to produce the maximum profits. And, that has had many benefits for many people. If you go outside of America and you look globally, you can also say it has had a lot of caused some suffering for many people as well. The people that have to work harder in less quote unquote developed markets or countries where, you know, I've seen so many defenses of the capitalist, for-profit oriented market system that kind of make me cringe. I remember seeing a Swedish or Danish or the Netherlands professor talking about how wonderful that conditions in Africa were going up to where people had more than $1 a day. And he was demonstrating with these little blocks that when you only get $1 a day, you can only walk. If you get $2 a day, you can afford to buy a bicycle and use that for the rest of your life. And if you go up beyond that, so there's this, it's a mythical ethos that, the whole world is evolving towards everyone having a car and being able to shop at Whole Foods. So, not long ago, there was, and I wish I knew the exact names of these things, but there was a convention of corporate leadership where they made a definitive statement that they are going back and peeling back that directive that profits are the be-all, end-all, ultimate goal of corporate activity. And they made a new statement that in addition to profits, environmental concerns, quality of community life concerns, kind of just corporate beneficence, if you will. And this was a big deal. It was around in the news, and there are many corporate leaders that are beginning to think that way. So I like that. I think that's a good thing. I just wanted to say, maximizing profits does not equal to best outcome. And we're at this time here where we've been using up the resources of the earth for so long, so quickly. The past today, today is November 1st, Common Era 2019, and it's basically about 100 years. 100 years ago, we really developed and ramped up our ability to industrialize and use oil and coal and gas, and we've been taking off like a rocket ever since that, about 100 years. And we really are at this point. I mean, we're at this point where we need to reevaluate how we do things, what our planning is, and treat our planet in a more sustainable way. So that was what I planned to start in on the second video, but I already said it. So I hope you all have a good day, rest of your day, and stay safe.